Okay, Fog of War, Alec. Oh God, listen to this. Alec Baldwin, Emily Miller. Like, it's funny. She's been following Alec Baldwin for a while, and I don't know what a journalist means anymore. I just know that Emily Miller is a journalist, getting information, getting details, and following up on a story. And yes, so Emily Miller has been on Alec Baldwin's butt going, for a while. And Alec Baldwin has been making it very easy for people to do that. Many people only think Alec Baldwin is involved in litigation as relates to, his pulling the trigger of a prop, which was a fully functional weapon, and killing Helena Hutchins and shooting the director Joel D'Souza in the shoulder with the same one shot on the set of Rust, being sued left, right, and center. Production companies, etc., litigation up the wazoo. A lot of people are forgetting that Alec Baldwin, in his infinite good judgment and good temperament, is also being sued for defamation, deliberate infliction of emotional distress on a widow, a military widow. So Emily Miller, following the story, I'm going to get into her post in a second. Alec Baldwin PR stunt, podcast to honor Military Tuesday, is same day of court deadline for his answers to the $25 million lawsuit by fallen Marine family. Can you imagine? I mean, let me stop. I'm going to stop it here because narcissism seems to be a thing with Alec. But can you imagine thinking that you're in a position, thinking that you have the moral, ideological, or life history authority to do anything, to purport to put out a podcast to honor the military? I mean, it's like, I don't have military experience. I don't know that I would be in a spiritual or authoritative position to honor. I know that I will always show respect and always be grateful and, in that sense, honor. But to say, like, I'm going to put out a podcast to honor something that I've never had a role in, that takes a certain degree of confidence. Fundraisers are one thing, working to help is another thing. But Alec Baldwin himself thinking, I'm going to put out a podcast to honor the military after the things that I've done and said, which makes it even worse. So let's go to this. If we click on it, yeah, we'll get, no, you see, now I realize you don't see that. Hold on, stop sharing. I'm going to go to the article itself. When I click on the link, you're still stuck looking at the tweet. Alec Baldwin, PR stunt. Here we go. And now I believe you see it. Alec Baldwin, PR stunt, podcast to honor military on court deadline for lawsuit by fallen Marine family. Actors' answers to claims from Gold Star family due Tuesday. Alec Baldwin's excellent public relations and legal team apparently are getting more calculating and manipulative. Baldwin is scheduled to do a radio interview about military life on Tuesday. This just happens to be the same day that his answers to the lawsuit are due in federal court. So there's our man of the hour. Wait until you see the responses. I mean, the internet is a cruel and unforgiving place. And when it's cruel and unforgiving in its honesty, that's when you have to start deleting tweets or deleting responses. It's ironic for Alec to be aligning himself with military families considering the conduct we're alleging in our lawsuit, attorney Dennis Pastiglione told me in an interview. Pastiglione represents the widow and sisters of the fallen Marine Riley McCullum, who sued Baldwin for $25 million after he publicly attacked them on Instagram. Wait till you hear this. What did he attack them for, by the way? Their participation in the January 6th insurrection. They're being present at a protest, not having been accused of participated in anything violent. Baldwin didn't like. Baldwin posted this on Instagram on Monday. Looking forward to speaking with Randy Miller from @The National Defense about how American servicemen and women are holding up while in service of their country. Tomorrow, 12 Eastern. IG Live. Let me just open up a little parentheses here. This is sort of akin to, because it's Alec Baldwin in particular, it's sort of akin to like the Harvey Weinsteins, being very public with their donations to certain entities, certain organizations, given what they are either known to have or subsequently found out to have done in their personal lives. And it's sort of like cloaking evil in benevolence. It's sort of like methinks he doth protest too much. I mean, this guy, Alec Baldwin, Given what he's accused of in Helena Hutchins' situation, what he did there, given his position on certain issues of politics, and given what he said about this widow, is now, he's coming out and saying, look at this. I'm in a position to purport to be a moral authority and do this. I mean, it would almost be insulting. I would presume it might be insulting to people, to actual servicemen, to have Alec Baldwin think he's in a moral position to be doing this. Okay, the National, they posted a link, yada, yada. Baldwin seems to be deleting comments on his post as soon as they showed to be not positive. A few comments are still online on the National Defense Network post, like this one. I don't know who this is. $25 million lawsuit from a Gold Star family, and you're promoting this killer. Will he be discussing his doxing the family of a fallen Marine to his millions of followers, resulting in their receiving death threats? Alec to fallen soldier's sister, I've shared your photo. Good luck. Listen to this, because this I won't judge people who smoke cigars. Apparently people like them. I don't know. Let's see here. We'll get to okay, fine. We'll get to that part. Before or after his interview, let's just see this here. Let's get to the lawsuit. Okay, it's right here. The Gold Star family filed their lawsuit against Baldwin when he publicly attacked them to his 2.5 million Instagram followers just 4 months after Riley was killed by an ISIS terrorist in Kabul airport in Afghanistan. That's when the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. Riley was just 20 years old. Gigi gave birth to their daughter, Levy, just 3 weeks after he was killed in action. The lawsuit claims Baldwin's actions constitutes at a minimum an egregious violation. Plaintiff's right to privacy by false light and intrusion upon seclusion, defamation per se, defamation by implication, negligence, gross negligence, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. And the issue was, where did we have what he was alleged to have done? They got into where was the article about what he said? It has to be, I have to pull it up if I didn't already do that. Chrome tab. Here we go. Sorry, I had the article. I thought it was in I thought it was in Emily Miller's, Julie Kelly might have been the journalist. Yeah, you got to hear what he's alleged to have done. There's going to be an argument in law as to whether or not there was a violation of privacy by retweeting a photo that this individual, the plaintiff, already tweeted. Can't pretend there's not going to be a question in law in this. But when you say, here's the photo of you, good luck to your 2.5 million. And I'm sure if they're anything like Alec Baldwin, I'm sure it's a crowd that's going to, not, you want to talk about dog whistles? That's a dog whistle. Alec Baldwin sued for $25 million by fallen Marines family over Capitol riot photo. This is January 21, 2022. And I took it from Global News. It's all syndicated anyhow, I think. I don't know where this came from. Oh yeah, here, the Associated Press. It's all syndicated news. The women are suing the actor after he claimed on Instagram that one of the sisters was an insurrectionist for attending the Capitol riot in Washington, D.C. on Jan 6 last year. According to the courtroom documents obtained by people. The family is asking for a jury trial and is seeking $25 million plus legal fees for invasion of privacy, yada, yada, yada. We saw that. Last year, Baldwin, this is where it starts. Last year, Baldwin donated $5,000 to Royce McCullum after her brother Riley McCullum was among 13 U.S. soldiers killed in a suicide bombing on August 26th at the Kabul airport. Royce was raising money for her brother's widow and unborn daughter. However, according to the lawsuit, this is according to the lawsuit, people, or according to anyone who followed Alec Baldwin's Instagram feed at the time, Baldwin sent an Instagram message to Royce on January 3 after she posted an almost year-old photo from the Washington riots. He asked Royce if she was the same woman who had accepted his money. People, remember when I said that there's no such thing as a free gift? He asked if these are allegations. He asked if it was the same person who accepted his money because he thought that when he gave her that money, he owned a piece of her. Royce told the actor she did attend the rally, but said that she was there legally and that her protesting was peaceful. When I gave the money for your brother, out of respect for his services to this country, I didn't know you were a January 6th rioter, Baldwin said, according to the lawsuit. Royce responded to Baldwin, protesting peacefully is legal in the country, and I've already had my sit down with the FBI. Thanks. Have a nice day. The lawsuit notes that she was never detained, arrested, charged, or convicted of any crime associated with her attendance at the event. Baldwin, not satisfied with her explanation, and replied, I don't think so. Your activities resulted in unlawful destruction of government property. The death of a law enforcement officer, an assault on the certification of the presidential election. I reposted your photo. Good luck. Can we now appreciate exactly what he said here? First of all, this is a man who himself has resulted in death of a human. Set that aside. Her behavior resulted in the unlawful destruction of government property, the death of a law enforcement officer. And I presume Alec is now relying on the same misinformation that the New York Times had put out, because I'm sure Alec reads the New York Times, and I'm sure he doesn't read erratums, corrections, retractions. I'm sure Alec Baldwin probably thinks 900,000 children were hospitalized by COVID as well. You have a man who literally pulled the trigger of a prop firearm, ending an individual's life. Did he do it at this time? Was it at this time? No, it wasn't at this time that he had done it. Sorry, take that back. I guess it's just sick in retrospect. Spewing misinformation and accusing this woman of having, indirectly. Did he say indirectly? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Resulted in. That would be directly. I reposted your photo. Good luck. Well, how is anyone supposed to take that? Assuming that this allegation is proven to be true, which I believe it's a social media post. Then she got hateful messages, which I'm not reading, hateful messages and threats. It appears Royce and Baldwin have deleted the post in question, although Royce has shared other photos taken at the Washington event. Oh, so that's it. Alec Baldwin is, to quote Seinfeld, he's a very, very bad man. And very, very, very bad men and women tend to try to cloak their bad behavior, to protect it in a shield of benevolence. I donated to you. I didn't know I was supporting an insurrectionist. I gave you that money. I own you, and I own everything you do for the rest of your life. So that's it. So his stunt of the day, let's pay an honor. I'm such a good citizen while I berate and sick my 2.5 million Instagram followers on a grieving widow and wife. I'm doing a podcast to honor military servicemen. I'm a good man.